lesson prior to yesterday, we covered the Makharij al-Huruf. So I said we're going to go to the Sifat al-Huruf. Okay? So if we open up to the Sifat page, page number 98, inshallah. So with Sifat now, Sifat, they are divided into two groups. Permanent characteristics of a letter, and then you have temporary characteristics of a letter. Just like the example that I gave before, a permanent characteristic of a person could be that you're born in UK, you're born in Pakistan, you're born in a particular area that you can't change. You can't change your mother, you can't change your father, you can't change your nationality, you can't change your skin colour. You can't change your eye colours, you can't change your hair colour, okay? These are permanent characteristics. A temporary characteristic, on the other hand, is something like when I come home to my wife, she calls me husband, or Miyasal. When I see my daughter, she's like Baba, so I automatically become a father. As soon as I go to my parents, they call me son. The same person, but you got different characteristics. You come to the masjid, you're known as a namazi. You go to an accountant, you're a client. Go to the doctors, you're a patient. You go to do hajj, you're a haji, pilgrim. So your characteristics change, okay? So these are permanent characteristics that never change. Temporary characteristics that come and go. So every single letter will have permanent characteristics, okay? And then you have the temporary ones. Okay, now the permanent characteristics, still looking at page number 98, are again divided into two groups. So group number one, with opposites and without opposites. Now, which characteristics do you think are the most important? The permanent ones or temporary ones? logically? Permanent, yeah? Because if you take a permanent characteristic away, the letter is no longer that letter. If you take a temporary characteristic away, you could get away with it at times. Okay. Take a permanent characteristic away from a letter or change the makhraj, it's lahni jali, the major mistake. Take a temporary sifa away, it is what? Lahni khafi, a minor mistake. Yeah? Okay, now with the opposites, now these are certain characteristics that have an opposite. For example, I am tall, which is the opposite of I am short. Okay, I am smart, I am opposite smart. There's probably numerous words that you could put there. So words that have opposites, okay, characteristics that have opposites. غير متضادة are those characteristics that are permanent also, but don't have an opposite. Okay, for example, I'm brown in skin color. There's no opposite of brown. Yeah, because there's yellow, there's pink, there's blue, there's green. So it's not like there's one opposite. Okay, it's just a single characteristic. Okay, where they have no opposites. And mutadada are with opposites, characteristics that have opposites. For example, I am strong, I am weak. Yeah, I am tall, I am short. Whereas here, there's no opposites. So if you look at page number 98, you can see how it pans out. Now let's look at quickly the temporary ones. Number one, al-izhar, which we've already studied. Ikhfa, idgham, al-qalb, meaning iqlab, al-tafkhim, full mouth, al-tarqiq, empty mouth. Now here we're talking about the letter ra, full mouth of ra and empty mouth of ra we're talking about here, not the permanent characteristic of tafkhim. Yeah? Isti'la, mad, stretching, qasr, reading short, yeah? Tahriq, and sakoon, and sakt, and these, and some books will give you more. These are temporary sifat. Okay? Because these will change depending on the scenario of the sentence. Now, making a mistake in them is lahni khafi, a minor mistake. But when we recite the Quran or we teach the Quran, we give more emphasis to that over the permanent sifat. Okay, the permanent sifat are the characteristics that we try to avoid teaching because it's so difficult.